What's going on out there? It is the post-game show. The Dallas Cowboys have defeated the St. Louis Rams by a final score of 43-20. The Cowboys, of course, improved to 5-2 overall. The Cowboys are 3-0 at home. The Cowboys have a franchise-long winning streak of 11 straight home wins dating back to the 91-92 season. Cowboys with a big-time 43-20 victory over the Los Angeles Rams coming out of the bye week. Let's go ahead and let's chat about it because this game was just an absolute ass whipping. And there's no other words to really put it. Yeah, the Rams made it kind of close at the end, I guess you could say. The Rams were a little bit pesky in the second half, but the Cowboys from the start, I mean, it was just a dominating performance. Even after the first quarter, the Cowboys had a 17-3 lead. But if you kind of rewind back, if you kind of just want to start from the very beginning, I thought that the Cowboys were going to be in for a much bigger task today against a Los Angeles Rams team that came into this game 3-4. It started off kind of slow for the Cowboys. I mean, Dak Prescott in that first few plays was hit multiple times, was sacked a few times. It was ugly. I thought the offensive line was going to get their absolute butts whooped all game. But lo and behold, the Cowboys turned that slow first couple of plays into a 10-play drive for 75 yards and a Jake Ferguson absolute dot of a pass from Dak Prescott for 18. When I saw Dak Prescott today getting out of the pocket, using his legs, finding guys downfield, finding guys open, and making the defense have to commit to either stopping Prescott on the run or allowing him to pass, I knew it was going to be in for a good day for the Dallas Cowboys because when Dak Prescott is on his absolute game, it's whenever he is using his legs and it's whenever he is utilizing his legs to draw defenders in to therefore either set him up for a pass or just pick up the yardage with his legs. When Dak is a dual threat, that's when he is the absolute most dangerous in my opinion. If you have any comments, any takes on today's game, make sure you get them in right now. I want your comments. I want your thoughts on the Cowboys 43-20 win over the LA Rams. Get them in. I'm going to be with you for the next few minutes as we dissect this game. Now, I mentioned Dak out of the pocket and how dangerous he's been and what we saw him do against the Los Angeles Chargers a couple of weeks back on Monday Night Football. Dak completed 5 of 7 passes for 101 yards for about 14.4 yards per attempt when he was outside the pocket. That's what I'm trying to say is when Dak's on the move and he's throwing on the move, he's a dangerous guy. Well, Dak so far this year, and this was prior to today's game, Dak is the third-ranked quarterback when it comes to completion percentage outside of the pocket with 67.9% of his passes completed when he rolls out of the pocket. That is damn good. He's behind Tua Tagovailoa and Jared Goff, and they're only above him by a couple of percentage points. So Dak out of the pocket is as dangerous as it gets. Got comments rolling in. Edward says, hell of a game. You damn right about that, Pop. Hell of a game. Cowboys, we saw a little bit of everything from the Cowboys today, right? We saw the Deron Bland pick 6, which put the Cowboys up 17-3 with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Now, let me say something about that Deron Bland interception for you guys real quick. And you can agree with me or you can disagree with me, but that Deron Bland pick 6, his third of the season for the Cowboys of a pick 6 variety, man, that was just a horrible throw by Matthew Stafford. That's the kind of throw by Matthew Stafford that has haunted him his whole career. And I tweeted about it, and I put a post on Facebook about it. But that was peak. That was vintage Matthew Stafford. That's the Lions Matthew Stafford you saw right there, where he just didn't see the corner, miscommunication with his wide receiver, and he threw it right to Deron Bland. It didn't get as easier. It couldn't be any easier for Deron Bland than what he did right there, a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown. Cowboys in the next possession of the Rams, they get a safety off of a blocked punt by Sam Williams. When Sam Williams isn't driving 90-plus miles per hour on the DFW highways, he's a damn good football player, right? He's making plays out there. Dak Prescott finished today 25 of 31, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 double-tipped INT. The 300-yard performance and 4 touchdown threshold has been done 7 times by Dak Prescott in his career as a Dallas Cowboy. That is the most in Cowboys franchise history, to have a 300-yard passing day and a 4-touchdown throwing day. Only happened 7 times. Dak Prescott leads the Cowboys in that regard. All right, we got guys rolling in. Jerry's in here. Jerry says, haters are going to say it was just the Rams. You don't apologize for W's. Thank you. You do not apologize for W's, no matter what these people are going to say. It's the LA Rams. Matthew Stafford and that team, they're not great. Blah, 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 blah. You don't be whipping teams' ass by 23 points in the NFL just like that. You don't build a 30-point lead and dominate in the NFL just like that. Like, these people out here who are they're already doing this. They're going to automatically downplay this loss. These people out here are going to do everything they can to discredit a win. Don't let them get you down. Don't even mind them. Those people are idiots. You don't apologize for wins in the NFL. You stack wins. You move on to the next game. Got the Eagles next Sunday. That's the most critical game of the season thus far. Aaron says, yes, and I wanted to bring this up too. Aaron says Lamb had a hell of a game and the defense was flying today. Dak succeeded utilizing his feet. Who would have thought? LOL. It's amazing, right? Whenever Dak Prescott is out of the pocket and being a dual threat, right? It's amazing the kind of plays this guy can make outside of the pocket when he gets a defense questioning if they should rush in or they should play coverage, right? Dak Prescott out of the pocket is dangerous, folks. He's a dangerous individual when he does that. And, of course, CeeDee Lamb, hell of a game, 12 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns for CeeDee Lamb. And, you know, Dak Prescott hit him for that 10-yard slant where he shook the boots off of that corner. Dak Prescott then hit him for 22 yards. Dak Prescott was on it today. Lamb was on it today. I want to talk about the touchdown in the fourth quarter with 12:19 left in the game. It was a 3-play drive, 54 yards, which culminated in a Brandon Cooks pass from Dak Prescott for 25 yards and the touchdown. That was an absolute dot. That's why they brought Brandon Cooks in here, to be that deep threat. In the past couple of games, we're starting to see the Cowboys utilize Cook a little bit more. And you get him on a go route like that, more times than not, he's going to beat a corner. And Dak Prescott, I like to call what Dak Prescott threw to Brandon Cooks a bucket ball, because he put it right in the damn bucket. It was a bucket ball from Dak Prescott. Beautifully done. It puts the Cowboys up 43-17. And then the rest of the game, you got Cooper Rush out there, who is the human victory cigar. Anytime you see Cooper Rush out there, human victory cigar. If Cooper Rush enters the game and the Cowboys have a lead in the fourth quarter, light your cigars, because he's the human victory cigar. Anytime you see him out there, get that cigar out, baby, because a W's at hand. So Cooper Rush came out there, did his thing. Cowboys overall, 387 total yards. 1 turnover, the interception, which I'm not going to fault Dak. I mean, look, it got tipped at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to hit Ferguson. Ferguson, kind of tipped it. It was a double tip, and it landed in a defensive back linebacker's hands. I mean, not going to necessarily fault Dak on that one. Greg Olsen was trying to say there was a lot of people in the middle of the field. Yeah, that's true, but if you look at the replay, and if the ball is not tipped, I think he hits Ferguson pretty cleanly. So, just one of those plays. Look, crap happens like that, right? Other teams, their guys get paid to make plays too. So Dak did have an interception, but it did not hurt the Cowboys at all. Cowboys, 24 first downs on the day. Cowboys just absolutely had a field day out there, guys. Let's get in another comment. We got Sam. What's up, Sam? Sam has some takes. Sam says, I really hope Dak and the offense continue to perform like today or better as we move forward. The team really needs the offensive help in major games like we're about to have next week. Deron Bland continues to prove he's him with today's performance. Glad to see Lamb and Cook were engaged in today's offense. Cook has been really quiet and appears to be patient as they figure out how to use him. I'd agree with that. Can't wait to see where our team stands midseason next week against Philly. Yes, and yes. Agree with all your takes. They're performing a little bit better, right? They're starting to kind of get things open a little bit. We saw it today. You see Bland continuing to have a great game in coverage. You love to see it, man. I love the takes right there, Sam. And if you have any comments, get them in for yourself. Edward says Greg Olsen sucks. I kind of like Greg. I kind of like Greg just a little bit. Maybe it's Stockholm Syndrome of watching him and Kevin Burkhardt do all the big games, and typically the Cowboys are on the big games. I kind of like Greg. I think he's all right, Pops. I think he is all right. Cowboys held Matthew Stafford to 13 of 22 passing, 162 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. They did sack him once, but they hit him multiple times. I tweeted out during the game, I didn't think Matthew Stafford would survive today's game. Well, he did not. Matthew Stafford is a tough son of a bitch. Don't get it mistaken. He's a tough SOB, but the Cowboys were just absolutely pulverizing him all day long. 5 quarterback hits on Matthew Stafford, 1 sack. They were hitting him pretty hard. Let's look at some of the total stats. Marquise Bell with 6 total tackles. DaRon Bland with 7. Donovan Wilson with 6. Our guy, Micah Parsons, 2 total tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass defended, 3 quarterback hits. That's what you like to see from Micah Parsons. I thought he should have had a strip sack also. I think he got hoed on that one. I thought he should have had a strip sack as well, and I thought the Cowboys should probably have had another turnover in this ball game. Cowboys blanked that receiving unit for the Rams. Darrell Henderson was their leading receiver with 3 receptions. Higbee was the leading receiver with 5. Darrell Henderson was the leading receiver with yards for 54 on 3 receptions. Puka Nacua with 3 receptions. Tutu Atwell with 2. Cooper Kupp with 4 receptions on the day. They really did a great job of blanketing that unit. And I talked about it on my Sunday Sports Rush show this morning, that if the Cowboys could get pressure on Stafford, they would win this game. If they couldn't do it, then Stafford, we've seen him throw beautiful balls. He did it a time or two today. He could still beat you in the passing game. The Cowboys did a beautiful job of establishing the pass rush. They got home plenty of times. They disrupted him, and they did the damn thing. Jerry has one more comment. Jerry says, let Dak be Dak. Dude is dangerous when he uses his legs, opens up receivers, and he becomes a running threat. Exactly, man. Exactly. Why not have him do that? Is he the fastest guy in the world? No, he's not. But does he make a linebacker or a defensive back think twice? Yes, he does. You either got to commit to stopping him on the run or, stay back in coverage and give him a running open lane. It's a double-edged sword if you're a defender and you see Dak Prescott out of the pocket. And as I mentioned, he's 3rd in the NFL in passing percentage out of the pocket with 67%. He's a dangerous threat on the outside, guys. A dangerous threat on the outside. Let's look at some team stats. If you got any comments, get them in. I'm going to do some team stats, and then I'm going to get out of here. 43-20, Cowboys defeat the Rams. Crush the Rams. The Cowboys were actually up 33-9 at the half. Absolute dominating performance. The Cowboys as an offense were 6 of 12 on 3rd downs. 387 total yards. 6.1 yards per play, which is damn good in the NFL. 102 rushing yards, 3.9 rushing yards per play. It's not that great. Red zone, they were 2 for 4. Cowboys had 4 penalties for 21 yards and 1 turnover. The Cowboys led the time of possession, 35 minutes to 24 minutes for the Rams. I will say this, and Greg Olsen brought this up in the game. He brought it up in the 4th quarter. The Cowboys' rushing attack is not great. It's not great. I think Tony Pollard, what we've seen out of Tony Pollard, it's not what we expected out of a running back 1. He had 12 carries for 53 yards today. I truly do think that the Cowboys are missing the thunder to Pollard's lightning. And look, Zeke was that for a long time, but Zeke regressed. I'm not saying bring Zeke back. That's not going to happen. But what I am saying is Greg Olsen brought this up of possibly trading for Derrick Henry. Now, I'll ask you guys, what do you think about that? Do you think trading for Derrick Henry will be a wise move or not? I personally think that if the Cowboys want to get serious about the run game, I would not hesitate to at least make a call towards Tennessee and see what they would like for Derrick Henry. Because if you could get a backfield of Derrick Henry and Tony Pollard, I really think you could start to see this offense flourish even more than what they have been in today and, of course, in a few other instances throughout the season. They have had their struggles, but they have flourished more than they have faltered as their record is now 5-2 on the year. So thoughts on Derrick Henry, make sure you get them into me. Outstanding game by Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb looked amazing. Brandon Cooks, 3 receptions. Jake Ferguson, 4 receptions and a touchdown. Cooks, a touchdown. Gallup had 2. Turpin, some big returns. 1 got called back. Damn it, Terp. When's he going to get one, man? Come on, Nashawn Wright. You should have had that one, my guy. Shouldn't have blocked him like that, but it is what it is. It has to be demoralizing when you get a big return like that. You take it to the house, and then you turn around and you see a yellow hanky. Has to be demoralizing. Has to be demoralizing. Edward says, yes, thunder and lightning in the backfield, so you're for the Derrick Henry possibility. I think I am too. I think I see what's going on in the NFL. Cowboys are 5-2. The Eagles didn't look too great today against the Commanders. I haven't even seen if the Eagles have won that game or not. Let me look. The Eagles are actually, the Eagles did win that game, 38-31, but they had a struggle with the Commanders. Look, the Eagles have looked like they could be had plenty this season, and the Cowboys will have their opportunity next weekend. I think the Cowboys should try to capitalize and make their team significantly better at the trade deadline, which is happening Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So there we go. All right, y'all, I'm going to wrap it up. That's going to be my post-game thoughts. Overall, it was complimentary football from the Cowboys. Dallas did the damn thing, special teams, defense, and offensively, of course. When you get a defensive touchdown, when you get special teams making a block to add 2 points, when you have Brandon Aubrey just absolutely bombing field goals, you have great returns from Turpin, you have Dak with 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Cook stepping up. Complimentary game, an all-around outstanding win for Dallas. Sam, I'm going to get your last comment in here. Sam says, I don't think Henry's a realistic option for Dallas. What Henry is getting paid doesn't fit our front office's way of doing business. What our front office is known to give up in trades is most likely something Tennessee would be willing to entertain, would not be willing to entertain. I agree. I think the Henry talk is wishful thinking. I would still, though, go for it, right? I would just call to entertain and see what's up. And maybe Jerry Jones can wheel and deal and make something happen. But percentages of it happening, probably 35%. It's less than 50, in my opinion, that the Cowboys actually land Derrick Henry. By the way, shout out, real quickly, before I'm out, shout out to my guy, one of my good friends, Coach Andy Smith. He's the head coach of the Alpine Fighting Bucks. Sent me a hat, sent me a care package, a nice polo t-shirt. Just wanted to say shout out to Coach Smith for sending me that. He's the head coach of Alpine. He was with me at Gregory Portland last year as my teacher in my classroom. We both teach special education. Outstanding guy, taught me a lot about the game of football in that 1 year that I was with him. Taught me a lot about being a leader. So I want to say shout out to Coach Smith for sending the care package. Alpine Fighting Bucks, baby. Always a fan, always will be, no matter where Coach Smith ends up. Final score, 43-20, Cowboys over the Rams. I'm wrapping it up. Make sure you guys go and like my YouTube page. Please, that would help me out so much. YouTube Sports Rush Media. YouTube Sports Rush Media. Give me a follow. Trying to help grow that thing. My radio shows on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on 1440 AM, 98.7 FM, News Talk KEYS. You could catch all my takes on Twitter at Sir Edward James, right here on Facebook, wherever it may be. You know I got the takes. You know I'm not scared to keep it honest with you guys. Cowboys whipped ass. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody downplay this win. Don't let anybody move the goalpost, because they love to do that. They love to do that, and they will do that, and they're already doing that. I guarantee you. Direct them to this video if they have any questions about what some fair and honest analysis sounds and looks like. All right. 43-20. Cowboys win. They move to 5-2 on the season. Up next, it's Philadelphia. This week's going to be intense. This week's going to be fun. Some Cowboys and Eagles trash talk coming up for you. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. All righty, I'm out. I got to go slam some beverages if you catch my drift. It's a victory. Tomorrow's Victory Monday. Cowboys 43-20 over the Rams. Let's go, baby. Thank you guys for watching. Love y'all. Stay hard. Have a great rest of your Sunday.